course. Nope, stop it. Okay. I'll need this, and I'll just open up in there. Okay. Oh, okay. No, never mind. I don't want to do a triple. I already announced that it would be at 7 p.m., so I don't want to do a triple ping. It's in the announcements channel so people can see it. I am working on the Hall of Literature, and I suppose I should look at bugs. But if I spend too much time on bugs, then nothing will ever get done. most of them are minor anyway. There's nothing that I can fix without opening another cell. I don't want to open another cell because that upsets the archive. So I think I'm just gonna work on the archive because that's what I want to do. So I have a map. Dang it. I made lists, I made form lists of every book in the mod, every note. I put them into form lists. The ones that have double lines are ones that I merged with other ones, or they're just not relevant. And the ones that have single lines, it's my own system, whatever. My guess is that the chat box is not showing up for me. Because if anyone's posting in the chat, now that I think about it, this happened last time I did a stream. So I would not be surprised. Yep, there we go. That's what I thought. Okay. Dang it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste that chat box. Oh, I know. I can actually see it. Never mind. Everything's fine. I saw that test message, so I think everything's fine. But anyway, I sorted through the books. There's like over 400 books in the mod. Some of them aren't used. A lot of them are spell tomes, and I'm not going to bother displaying those in... Okay, good. No one had posted yet. I was paranoid that it was broken again like it was last time. Spell tomes, I'm not going to worry about them. All the unique ones are on display with their respective spells. And I was talking with my girlfriend who works in a library about what the Hall of Literature should look like. And she's like, it's a museum. It doesn't need to be a library. So there is a vague organization to how everything is set up. But it is not Dewey Decimal System. It's not alphabetical. In their individual displays, in their individual shelves, everything will be in order, and I'll try to do some sort of ordering or alphabetization in the individual form lists, but this is meant to be malleable and changeable, especially considering I have a huge amount of space that I've blocked off. So this is to allow it to expand. And if I try to alphabetize everything, I'm just going to bang my head against the wall. And I'm not going to try to make it perfect. I'm just going to try to put things in a relative standard organization system that makes some sense. It's a bunch of stuff in an attic. And I'm going to mark that green because I did it. And I tested these, and they should work. I tested the Ruptured Poems and Laments. The way that it's set up is the script looks at the player's inventory, checks against a form list. If the player has anything in that form list, then it will populate the bookshelves. I'm going to get a new model for the bookshelves. I like this, but the problem is it's wood and it doesn't look right. I like the sides. I like those pillars and I like how the texture looks on those, but I'm going to fiddle with the texture so that the wood is flat and it's not. Like the sides are fine, the top is what I need to fiddle with. But this is a placeholder. And then you can see over here, this is the display for the fragment notes and shard notes. Oof. That was a thing. These are the activators that the player can access. It's not worth the effort. There are so many books in the mod and so many unique books. It would just not be worth it. For instance, I actually counted, let's see, the Hilda books all have have the low rule crest. Zelda books all have high rule, but like, if I gave they already have kind of unique. It wouldn't be worth it. For my own sanity, like if I made every single poem, it just wouldn't be worth it. It's enough for me to just put them on display. If somebody else wanted to do that, I'm not going to stop them. I just feel like my time should be spent on other things. Anyway, I digress. The yellow block is there to make a vain attempt to prevent someone from grabbing things. But apparently if you're playing in welcome to the stream, bub. Apparently if you're playing in VR, you can just reach through these activator blocks, these collision planes. You can just stick your hand right through them and just pick anything up that you want. Which reminds me, I'm not going to go to it, but the Hall of Prevalence, apparently the Goron armor can be picked up somehow, which is odd because maybe it doesn't have it probably doesn't have a collision box around it. But I don't have VR, I can't test VR. I don't know how I would be able to make these block activation in VR, and I don't want to harm myself. Yeah, I don't know if it's even possible. VR is just VR. I'm trying to make this compatible with vanilla Skyrim. Anyway, I've set up who knows? I'm actually gonna move the chat box. Oh, there's 2 chat boxes. No wonder. There we go. Actually, maybe I should. That's why I couldn't read them. There were 2 chat boxes on top of each other. Yeah. I forgot. Whatever. I'll look at the Hall of Prevalence. I'm sure I could switch to it, but I don't think I could switch from it. So I'm going to focus on the Hall of Literature. I made a note. I'll fix it. Something else I will do at some point is to make the giant note properly giant. So that's one thing, one unique change that I'll make, and put that in on display. Okay. I have a palette over here of just a random bookshelf that is set up. I really like how the bookshelves are set up. This little orange thing is a container, and it's link refed to all 18 of these books up here, and then there's a shelf activator thing. I don't know what that does, but then there's the one in front, and that's what you actually activate. I have to test the I shouldn't have hit Control C. I should have hit Control D. Control D actually works. I have to test the shard note and fragment note 1 to see if that actually works. I am also... I'm going to move this into position there, and I'm going to move these out of the way because they are in the way. There we go. Okay. Get out of there. So, according to my crazy map that makes no sense, let's put that over here. Okay. I thought I already set up the Midna Hilda ones. Yes, I did. Okay. I distinctly remember setting those up. So those are going to be green. Let's put a... I guess let's work clockwise. Zelda Time Worn situation. Maybe it would make sense. Let's see here. Nope. Map. It would make sense to put Zelda up here and Ganon up here next to the Triforce. So I think that's what I'm actually going to do. They should be up there. So we're just going to switch these. Master Sword. Boom. Okay. And I also want to, because I don't want the player to have to look down, I'm going to put everything on a pedestal like that. Should be at eye level on one of those pedestals. Currently the bookshelves look a little funny. They don't really mesh well with the rest of the archive, but they are placeholders. And gotta make sure I'm not holding on to anything. Okay. Yes. I need to make sure I'm not holding on to the entire room. I'm apparently grabbed the entire room. And I know I picked those, and I grabbed that. Okay. Fortunately, the Hall of Literature will be pretty easy to set up, all things considered. It just a matter of clicking on these boxes and then changing the form list, which is super easy. So the top one will be Zelda, and then if I wanted to make it fancy, like the put them on a table or something, then I would move the actual book dummy markers, which is what I've done there for the fragments. And time-worn. One thing that people might end up noticing is that some of the shelves may end up looking empty. The time-worn books, for instance, there's only 7 time-worn books, but there's 18 slots, and that is deliberate because there might be more in the future that I add to that shelf. And I'm setting up the Hall of Literature so that it's much more manageable in terms of adding new things to it, that I just need to add it to a form list and I don't have to worry about anything else. So if I add more Zelda books, then more Zelda books will appear in the display for the Zelda books. And by Zelda books, I mean books written by Zelda or about Zelda. I'm gonna get water. Okay, so I have tied in the Zelda and time-worn books. What is my favorite book? Wisdom, Power, and Emotion. That's an easy answer. Wisdom, Power, and Emotion. I also really like Ganon's Epitaph. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What I should do is hit Control S right now. I need to save a lot, so every time I set up a bookshelf, I'm going to be saving. Because I was working on this the other day, and Creation Kit was being Creation Kit, and all of the bookmarkers disappeared. Every single one. Like, I couldn't select them. I couldn't find them in the item list. They just vanished. All of them. And I have no idea how. Oh yeah, the lecture's note is... And also the Wand of Gamelon journal is another great one. That's a... Ooh man, that is a beautiful thing. How's the weather strips look now? Well, that's luck. They definitely look more leathery. Yeah. I think with the normals on the leather, it might end up looking a lot better. Yeah, I think the normals will really make the leather look proper. I don't want to say that it needs color desaturation because it doesn't really, but there's something about the color of the leather strips. This is what we're talking about, by the way. I was looking at it on my second monitor. There's something about the leather strips that it's it doesn't look like it's leather. Like it doesn't look like dyed leather. The texture is good, but I think the normal maps will really help sell that it's leather. And creation kit is taking 10 years to save. Ah, thank you, the Pickled Pixie. It is a lot of work making this mod. I'm really happy that people enjoy it. Maybe I'll save every other bookshelf because this is taking 10 billion years. But yeah, I'm sometimes I look back at how much stuff is in Relics of Hyrule, and I look at the fact that the ESP is 20 megs, and I'm like, how did this happen? I've just been building this virtual train set for 7.5 years, and I just never stopped, and it's ballooned into this, and it's still going. There's so many things that I want to add. Oh, that's already done. I can cross that off the list. There we go. Okay. Not gonna wait that long again. I have all that selected, so I'm gonna duplicate it. Unless I already did. Nope. I hate hitting Control Z when I selected like 30 items all at once. Okay. So next to that is Random Poems and the Forgotten Island books. So I'm gonna move this. I really hope I hit Control D. I did. that. Maybe what I should do is just duplicate and just put all the bookshelves in place. The thing I want to do with this one, with the Ganon bookshelf, is have a little slot in front for Ganon's epitaph, because it has a unique cover. So anything with a, oh my gosh, anything with a unique cover might. Well, I definitely appreciate it. Some of that post got cut off on my screen, but I saw most of it. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, so I think anything unique, and actually any notes, if there are any notes or journals, I will move the marker to put it on a table instead of in a shelf. So like this Yiga thing will probably just be a platform with all the Yiga. But that's a problem. If I do that with the Yiga, there's gonna be more Yiga. There's always more Yiga. So if I put the Yiga on a table, I'm gonna make sure that table is heckin' large so that I can fit 18 notes on it. And then the Thalmor notes are another thing. I'll worry about that when I get to it. This is also mostly notes. So I guess we'll see. These are all books, I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look. I can't have that open at the same time. Cool. That was... What am I looking at? Random poems. Book. Random poetry. Okay. Those are all books. So I'm going to leave those alone. Uh-oh. And these are all notes. Those are all notes. So I'll have to make sure that there's 18 slots for that. So I'm probably going to make a table that has 18 slots for notes and then make that work. Okay, so that's all books on this side. That's all books. This is all notes, pretty much. Mostly notes. There's books up here, but most of these are notes. These are notes. Notes. Journals, books, notes, and journals, and maybe books. There's some books in there. Journals and notes. Notes. Just notes. Notes, notes. Books, and maybe a little few notes. These are all notes, and there's a few books. They're all just mixed together. Those are books, and then there's the notes. These are books. So the Terminus is all books, and the Kakariko, I think, is all journals.
I'll just work ahead and just keep working. Okay, this was supposed to be... Oh man, that's really obnoxious. That is random poems at top. Which one am I looking at? Okay, this one. Oh, that's right. I wanted to name each one. Okay, that's Zelda books. Shelf, Zelda books. Shelf, time-worn books. Nah. Time Run. That sounds like a 1980s science fiction movie. Time Run. Random poems. And then below that is Forgotten Island books. Shelf for Forgotten Island books. One of which is a journal. Forgotten Island. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Okay. So I set those up. Set out this whole wall. Temple lore. Temple lore. Archive books, temple lore. Shoot. Okay, you are no longer relevant. You must die. Temple lore and spirit notes. Which means there's gonna be notes. I'll have to look at the form list. And then this is temple poems. Oh, that's under archive book. I need to rename that. Archive books. Okay. So all of those are done. These are done. And now I'm going to save again because I am paranoid. Yeah, that is a good point. Is it paranoia when the program really is out to get me? That is true. That is a good point. Ooh, that's another thing I could do is break people's hearts in real time. Every so often I go and I look at the idea spreadsheet to see what I think about different ideas. And like look at the unsures. I like the name Dark Nut Duelist. like that name. I like the origin because everyone looks. Mini boss, small arenas, increased movements. This might be complicated. I mean, I'm sure it's doable, but incrementing a global, I guess that could work. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure it would work. It would just be complicated to set up. That's the thing. And it's also a matter of whether I want to do it. That's likely. I am intrigued by the Dark Knight Duelist. I'll evaluate damage sniping effect. And I know someone suggested using the dragon flamberge thing. Put that link in there. Fortunately, I saw that link in modding, and people mentioned it. If nobody had mentioned it in ideas, it wouldn't be considered. Because if for something to be considered, it has to be in ideas, or it has to be in the spreadsheet. Ideally, both. So, a suggestion for Relics of Hyrule in the hashtag modding channel does not necessarily mean that I'll consider it, because it was not posted in the right channel. Well, here's the idea spreadsheet. 28 pages the idea spreadsheet is. I am putting this in the being considered. I do like the idea, but I still need to think about it. I like the increased movement and attack speed. What is going on with this? It's fine. This is a big enough chungus that it's not causing too. There's just this white space right here that's annoying me. It usually happens if there's a whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's look at the unsure section. Are you still saving? You're still saving. Unsure. Deku armor. Pass. I'll think about it. Oh, I just saw creation kit finish loading. Yeah. I need to recolor this to be orange. I don't like saying no to things. I said no to Kukos and they ended up in the mod anyway. So I've been saying unlikely. There are some things that I'm like, heck no at all. Like, I just definitely will not. Yeah, not interested is what I want to say. Some things, I hate to break people's hearts, but there's some things that I just can't see myself adding, and I just don't see what it would add. And this is the no section. And Kukos are the only ones, the only idea so far that has risen from the no section. Except Girahim's swords. Girahim's swords was a whole can of worms that confusion, and I got really pissy. But here's some things that are guaranteed. I am moving the Orald list. I already moved it into Burna's Oddments, so that's where that's going to be. Silent Guardians, I'm going to work on those myself because I like the idea. Girahim Swords, Drulkin made. At some point I want to do the Slappy Hands for the Floor Masters. Zolgel or Gel Gel. I would. Part of me really wants to add Gel as a alchemy ingredient. There's a silver lining to pissiness. But Girahim is a hard no. 100%. There's no way in hell that Girahim... I don't even want him in the lore. Gelgel. Puff Stools, I really like. Likes are actually done. So they're coming. The Damaged Master Sword is coming. This is coming at some point. These are all coming at some point. They're all going to come in one swell foop. These, the models are done. Time. That's coming. The Mage's Cap will happen at some point. Minish expansion is definitely happening. The Deku Mask is happening. Deku Mask. The Magic Mirror is coming. This may... I'm not sure about this one anymore. I was writing the lore, and I'm not quite sure about it. I'm not sure about that one anymore. Yes. Okay, so that one... Deku Mask is actually done. So I can change this to a bright green. Time. Feasible. Boom. Bomb Chews I'm excited about. Calamity Ganon. So Calamity Ganon, I'm updating this because I already... It is lore only. Calamity Ganon itself will not be in the mod. But I am going to reference Calamity Ganon in the lore. Okay. We're going to close that. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at the new tight. I mean grip. I'll look at the new grip once I do this side. Okay. Oh, jeez. There we go. Duplicate. So actually, you know what I should do is the ones I know are books, I should put those in place. They're not all books though. All the ones that are left are not all books. So I guess I should make a table of notes. Okay. And that, I'll make a table of notes. I'll move this over here. Alright, there we go. Let's grab one of these pedestals. There we go, drop that. Okay, we're gonna delete these. And I'll rebuild them later. Here's the shelf. Okay. Okay. Let's mosey this on over there so I don't have to move as much. So, the way this could work. This feels like dissection. Like, you don't want to mess it up. You don't want to... Even though you're just moving things, you don't want to touch it too much. As long as I keep everything connected and I don't delete anything, it's all fine. What do you... Do you have a keyword on you? Oops, one. You're... Okay, so this is 1. So basically what I could do is lay these out like this and put them right there. And this will probably get extended. But if I put this one here, boop. And I don't know what this does. I'll have to test it, but I don't want to mess with it until I know what it does. Oh, wait, no. Ooh, yes. Okay. I might do... You know what? I think I know what I'm going to do. That looks good. And then extend this. Like that. And I'm actually going to get distracted for a moment. And I'm going to do that with this. And I don't know if this is wise or if it's the dumbest thing I've ever done. That is a test. Everything else is control. This is also a test.
Ah. Okay. That's 2. So now what I can do is I can do select all of these. Ding dong, bing bong, bing pong, bing pong, bong, ping pong, 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 bing, pong, pong, bing. Okay. And bong. And now I can move them all in. Make a vain attempt to align them. Okay. And then deselect that one. I'll realign them all once I have them all in place. Okay, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 9. I need to fit 9 on one side. So this is gonna have to expand. And I have to reselect all of these. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc. I hope it's a 10. Okay, are you 10? You are 10. Okay. Okay, so that's all in place. This is all one bookshelf. Oh yeah, that was a kind of complex animation thing. Also deja vu. My mind was wandering. And so I was thinking about the Supergirl TV show for some reason. And I got deja vu from the idea of thinking about the Supergirl TV show while working on this arrangement of book things. And I also got deja vu, multiple layers of deja vu from Dralkin saying that he couldn't figure out the glow effect. Sometimes I have like that kind of multiple layer deja vu like that. Today is Banana Bread Day. Oh, jeez. That's how my mind works. Well,
strictly speaking, Inception is the act of going deep enough in somebody's subconscious and implanting an idea at the very bottom so that it kind of blooms into an idea flower. There's a misconception about Inception. Which is just like multiple layers of things. But it's actually implanting an idea by way of multiple layers. The word inception really means the start of. So that makes sense. Anyway, I digress. Banana bread day. I would have loved to see that movie in theaters, but I used to hate movie theaters. Hate them. They were too loud. Hated movie theaters. I saw every Star Wars movie in theaters except Solo. And when I was young, when I was 11 when the Lord of the Rings movies came out, and I remember being poor little middle school boy watching Fellowship of the Ring, and I was just overstimulated. It was so loud, and I made a huge stink, and I am not a kind of person who makes a stink, you know? And my mom took me out of the movie theater and was like, you need to calm down, which she also never does. It was just so loud. And so I didn't watch the rest of the Lord of the Rings movies in theaters. I wish I could go back and do it, but I had sensitive ears, man. I just couldn't watch those movies because they were so loud. I love them. I love the Two Towers. Like, I was sitting through the entire duration of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, just to see the March on Isengard, which I drew heavy inspiration from for Relics of Hyrule. And we went to family saw the Hobbit movies in theaters, which I handled, except in the Battle of Farvarmer, in the Battle of 5 Pages, when Thorin is having his like hallucinations. It was very trippy, and I was getting very disoriented. Felt like I was gonna pass out because of the way that it just kind of was portrayed on screen with the golden floor kind of sinking and all that junk. I was just like, I am losing it. I am going to either pass out or throw up or both. Also in that movie, when they very hammer it on your head that it's Sauron behind the whatness and the nonsense, and they just kind of like hammer in the eye motif, and it's just like, okay, we get it. I'm not epileptic, but you're about to give me a seizure. Alright, that looks reasonable. It's not perfect, but if somebody wants a perfection patch, they can make one.
cancel this. Nope. Yeah, the when we went to see, was it Force Awakens? It must have been Force Awakens. Or was it Last Jedi? I forget which, or was it Rogue One? It was one of the modern Disney Star Wars movies. I think it was Rogue One. And we saw it in this, essentially an IMAX theater, but it was more than that. Oh, hello, welcome. It was this, like, dome-shaped. It was very big. And my dad got really disoriented because it was, like, round. There were no square corners, and so when we're going into the movie theater to see whatever Star Wars movie it was, we were like, he was just like, I need to sit down because there are no corners and I'm getting disoriented. We saw Last Jedi in the same theater, and so when Kylo Ren is like, shoot him, hit him with everything we got, yes, yes, more, and that's exactly what he sounded like. Spoilers. The way that the screen was made was it kind of stretched the video on the sides. And so he leans in and his nose gets incredibly long because of the way the screen was oriented. Well, if you're gonna... I can't deal with bug reports in the stream, so if it's a bug, you'll have to submit it on either the Nexus or in the Discord. And yeah, it should have been fixed. Make sure you're running version 6.6.0.1, and if you can't make heads or tails of the hotfix, I don't think it's the unofficial patch. I really can't do bug... I can't do real-time bug troubleshooting. Make sure you have the hotfixes installed, or wait for 6.6.1. And yeah, there's a Discord link in the main mod page. Discord is definitely the best place to get help, because on the Nexus it's only me really, and it's very delayed, so if you need a quick fix you can check in with the Discord. We have a bugs and issues channel that you can use to ask for assistance with the mod. And there's no problems. It's no problem. I just get overwhelmed when I'm, I have to focus so heavily on whatever I'm doing, and if I get distracted, then it just kind of ruins the flow. And the way that I process a bug report in my head is if somebody says, hey, there's a problem with the mod, I'm like, gotta fix it, I have to do it right now, I have to fix it. Because I hate bugs so much. But it's perfectly fine. No need to apologize. And I apologize if I jumped on you. Just been doing this for 7 years, and bugs, every time I see a bug, my reaction is, okay. Because I just hate them. And sometimes bugs just happen. Anyway, I digress. I don't want anyone to feel alienated or put on the spot or something like that. You know what? I think maybe the Bane of Arthropods is a I mean, it is a reference to Minecraft, but it could be a subconscious thing of like, I hate bugs, so let's make a weapon that can kill them. What the hell is with the Bane of Arthropods? Why did I do that? There's some things I added to the mod that I'm just like, why did I do that? But they're useful, unlike in Minecraft. I mean, heck yeah, Bane of Arthropods weapon. Take that into more Withershall. That... there you go. Take it into King of Langdon Cell. Bane of Arthropods is very... yeah, the early stuff... anyway, the early stuff tends to have some oddities. So yeah, I'm looking now at the... since it's saving, I'm looking at the... oh, yeah, okay, yes, it came with the Skulltulas. And it's just expanded from there. Oh, yeah, Bane of Arthropods bow. I actually did think about doing that, because there's, like... there's still a couple weapons that I haven't done yet. Like the Bane of Arthropods bow, Bane of Arthropods crossbow. There's a staff. Anyway, let's see. I think the problem is... I mean, it does look better. I'll have to see if I can tweak it or look at talk to D Magnus or something, because right now, and I don't mean this in a mean way, it just looks like fruit by the foot instead of like leather. Part of it maybe it's the colors are saturated, but I think it's like where the colors are saturated, if that makes sense. Like dyed leather, like if the cracks were desaturated and the bumps weren't, like if the bumps were bright green and the valleys were paler green, I don't know. It just pops a little too much. Or maybe it doesn't matter. It's just slightly too saturated. That's the only thing. Anyway. Creation kit finished saving. Hopefully this monstrosity works for the everything. For the notes. And I just realized I need to make a collision box so people can not grab them unless they're playing on VR, in which case they will grab them. Yeah, I can look at it and I'll tweak it. I've tweaked some of the settings for the sword. I was playing with cube maps and stuff too to kind of adjust it. But I can adjust it, the textures, as needed. Another thing that I was thinking, but I decided nah, is the Master Sword has a round grip, which isn't realistic, but then I realized the Master Sword isn't realistic. It has a spirit in it, a sword spirit, so I'm just like, you know what, keep the round handle. I'm not gonna, it's not important. Let's just say Fee is guiding the sword, so it's always straight, because it's accurate, it looks good, and I don't want to do it to death. It's a magic sword, blessed by the goddesses.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Like, I agree with Bub 100%. Just, I am absolutely amazed at the quality, um, that these models have been, and they're quick. Um, like the Master Sword. Yeah, I honestly impressive, very impressive. Yeah. Oh no, honestly, it is quick. Like compared comparatively, this has been very quick. I'm just looking to see when the Master Sword was sort of started. Like, it hasn't really been that long at all. I mean, granted, the Master Sword was a lot of very precise work. But comparatively, like, you asked me about. Yeah, you wanted my design input on, like, whether it should be an embossed Triforce. That was the 18th. That was 5 days ago, and now you're pretty much done with it. That is fast. Yeah, that was only 5 days. That is fast, and you churned out this really, really good looking sword in 5 days. Which I downloaded, or I installed, I finagled 3DS Max onto my computer. Is the trial version. And I looked at it and I'm just like, because I wanted to see if I could tweak like the goddess statues or something, and I just don't have time. I was just like, maybe I can do some little things like collision or something. I don't know. And I looked at it and I was like, I don't have time. So I'm very glad that people are able to make models, because so much time is, for me, is dedicated with stuff like this, and like all the planning and lore writing and everything else in the mod. So I think it's fine if I can't make models. I can make some. I made the Goron weapons by cobbling some things together. Anyway, this should, keyword should, this should work. And then bonus, this is a bare shelf. So I fed two birds with one scone. There's a bare shelf and a note thing. And actually, I want to look. Yeah, there's a lot of things in Relics of Hyrule Plans channel that I want to rework. Some of them more important than others. I think the one that would... There's some that would be really hard. Like the goddess statues would be tricky, because right now the model is very low poly, and it's also of the Greek goddess Hebe, or Hebi, or Hubi, however you pronounce it, Heb, it's a Greek goddess. Like, she's not a golden goddess. She's definitively Greek goddess. But the statues look good, and I wish I could replace them. But it's another case of, like, it would have to be, like, the exact same pose, just not holding a bowl or something like that, and without the picture, and then somehow make them look about the same but different. That's another fine line thing. Yes. Brief aside. It's art. Brief aside, very brief aside, while Chrome takes its sweet ass time loading. Where is this going? Yiga and Thalmor, hints 1 and 2. I could put it over here. Let's put this over here. I may have to kill this arch. It's getting in the way. Yeah, that arch is in the way. I'm gonna have to kill the arch. Why does it even have arches? Probably so there's no gaps in the walls. Okay, brief aside. Golden Goddess. With the Golden Goddesses. Takes its free. The depiction of the Golden Goddesses has varied a lot throughout Zelda history. And we have... Oh, please just... I typed in Golden Goddess. Take me to the Golden Goddess page. Okay. Please take me to the Golden Goddess page. This is actually what I was going for. Yeah, this is a little... I don't want to zoom in too much, but you know. Woohoo! Jeez, ladies. Yeah, the, where's the... I want to see the Oscars. Oh, come on. Waiting for cash? Yeah, load the frackin' dackin'... Frick doc the dook doc. Come on. Oh, boof. Just go to the Golden Goddess page. Okay. And then, yeah. There we go. Whoa, there they are. With all 12 of their polygons. And then there's these. It would be real, you know, it would be kind of cool to have these ones in a, Skyrim tile style instead of the chibi. And yeah, and then there's these guys. These fine ladies. The Master Force. Yeah, I really like the Wind Waker ones. And not just because Wind Waker's my favorite Zelda game. I really like those. I wouldn't want them to be the Wind Waker style. I would want it to be proper human proportions. And instead of holding the pearl out like this, holding a hand like that. I really like the pose of the hand that the goddess statues have currently, but like having them distinct like this. Like Faror has the flower in her hair, Din has the wingy doodles, and Nehru has the finny flops, That would be good. That would be cool. Something else I'm thinking is once you awaken a pearl, instead of it looking like a sigil stone, it turns into one of these kind of looks. Like it's disguised as a sigil stone, and then when you awaken it, it looks like you would expect it to. But that's all like at some point. In fact, I'm going to make a note of that in design changes. Design changes. Moon pearls to look like pearls. To look distinct from sigil stones. Ah, thank you for the follow. Awakened. Yes, there are moon shard. Nah, actually, wait. Yeah, people are hard. People are hard to model. Moon tears. I'm gonna double check. Let me check moon shard. Moon shards. They are. Let's check moon tier. Where are you used, buddy? What are you mining that is giving you moon shards? Ah, okay, never mind. Yeah. They're in the gem lists. I'll answer the false god passage question in a moment. They're in the leveled item gems 10 list, so that might be why they're showing up in mining. But moon shards do not. They are not in that list. So you might find a moon's tier if you're mining. And that's it. Those are the only things from Relics of Hyrule that you might find when you're mining, is a moon's tier. Oh man, my counter is actually going off the side there. So what prompted me to... Did that do anything? To make it so that you could access the... At some point, you'll be able to... There we go, I fixed it. At some point, you'll be able to access the False God Passage and Faror's Pearl before the Ruptured Towers. I'm trying to remember. It was the medallions. So I'm adding the Sage medallions. And the idea with those, they needed a use. And the ship, the islands, the Ghost Ship Islands, there's not a lot there that's like warranting being locked behind the Ruptured Towers. And so it's kind of like, well, the medallions need a use, and the ghost ship could be accessed early, and I want people to be able to use it instead of having to wait so long for it. And it's also kind of a balance thing because it's like there's stuff on the islands, the Forgotten Islands, that's not really great. It's just kind of there. There's some stuff that some of them I will block. But like Nehru's Shrine, you should be able to get there. Oh, actually, no. Maybe you shouldn't be able to get there early. That one will probably be locked behind the Ruptured Towers still, because Nehru's Pearl is almost game-breaking. Yeah, those... Magic Armor, Nehru's Pearl, Spirit Shields, Thunder Weapons. The Magic Armor and Nehru's Pearl. Magic Armor and the Spirit Shields and the Thunder Weapons. Thunder Weapons are kind of strong, so I could see those being locked still. And the Magic Armor, I could see people getting early. And Nehru's Pearl is just so powerful that I want that to be like, here's your reward for beating the Ruptured Towers. So long story short, it's just kind of like a... making the mod less linear. And making it kind of open, and so people can use the Ghost Ship a little earlier. It'll still take a lot, but alright. I'm going to take something out of an archive list. Legends, Pickery Blade. If I can find it. Four-sword, Pickery Blade duplicate. Goodbye, sweet prince. Okay. That should not be in the Hall of Legends because it does not have a display yet. Yeah, so you will... Yeah, exactly. So, it's on... The Ruptured Towers is a lot. But having to go through a bunch of dungeons to get to Pharaoh's Pearl is also a lot. Oh my... I don't know who said all that about the monkey brain. Because I can't... Oh, you know what? Here's what I should do. Really, the chat box should be enormous. Okay, that was Bub. I lost that. I didn't actually see that because it was so big. I'm just rearranging things here, don't mind me. Actually, wait, I don't need this color source at all. Actually, maybe I do. They will be obtainable in any order. I do not like limiting the player too much. So once you get the thing that you need to access the right place of the right temple, then you will be able to get the pearl. Not the pearl, the medallion. Specifically, you will need, for 3 of them, you'll need the spiritual stones, and for the other 3, you'll need the pendants from Link to the Past. Okay. So that's one hint. One hint thing. I should make another hint thing. I don't normally like putting things too close to the entrance. but you'll pop out here and you'll be able to turn around and see that. I might want to move it just a little bit, but we'll see how it looks when the other one is put in. So those are all hints. Ooh, that looks nice. I like how that looks. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Okay. I think just did the hints. So those are... Oh no, I wanted to change the color. There we go. Hints 1 and 2. Actually, I don't need this one anymore because I have that. But I guess I should use it anyway. Oh, yes. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for letting me know about the bug. I already forgot what it was. But definitely thank you for enjoying the mod. Let's see here. I think there's room for the... Oh, wait, no, there isn't. I have to kind of... Got it. Okay. So this has to all be one bit. Pegasus boot chest. Okay. Pretty sure it's already been fixed, but I don't know. I got it with Winter Moon, so... And he's on... I'm pretty sure that was already fixed in a hotfix. In fact, I could probably look at the hotfixes in the Discord, because I put the full change logs. Oh no! What tragedy has befallen? Let's look at the change log. According to the change log, we got fun and games, no issues. Pegasus boots. That was different. Okay. Oh, B. Heroes boots. May not have put it in there. Not Pegasus, Pegasus. They are in Broken Tower Redoubt. The Pegasus boot chest in 6.6.0D was having problems. So, but that's not the same. Oh yeah, sorry, yes, I know, English is my second language. It's Rodobut. I'm not seeing anything else in the changelog for the... Oh geez, 6.61 changelog is getting way too big. I'm not seeing anything else in the changelog for the Pegasus boots. I know they had a problem with the mesh. So I don't know if Dovadude found the right chest. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a Rodobut spelling error. Anyway, I found them in my game. I really hope they're not like busted somehow. Yeah, my guess is that it was the missing model. Because there's another chest in there that looks like it should have the Pegasus boots in it, but it doesn't. So it's entirely possible that that's what was happening. Good. I'm glad when the bug is a non-issue. And it's just a matter of, make sure your mod installation is up to date. Which I seem to have to say a lot. Are you running the current version of the mod? If not, I can't help you. Oh, hello. Not to disparage people who are submitting bug reports. Yeah. I mean, actually, forgetting the package of mesh makes me really angry. I hate it when I do that. But fortunately, I mean, I like forgetting to pack a texture. That I don't worry too much about. Forgetting to pack a mesh, I am so angry when I do that. I hate doing that when I forget a mesh. If it's like an updated mesh, like, you know, the rupees looking slightly different, that's no big deal. If it's an old mesh from an old version, as long as it's not game breaking, that's no big deal. But if it's like this, well, yeah, I am doing that. The little version book is going to update every single stupid little hotfix that I do now. I hate bugs so much. I just want to make things, you know? I don't want to have to get bogged down with all this maintaining. Which is why I can't maintain a VR version. And I can't maintain No, I did not. I don't think I can fix that issue. And the fairy letter can be gotten in other places. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm not gonna bother with it. As far as I could tell, the script is set up properly, and it's really not something that I'm going to focus a lot of energy on. That corner looks really bad. I might tweak it. I might have to open up that area a little bit more. Where exactly? Like in this corner? What I meant was this corner. I mean, this doesn't look great. I could put an arch here. I'll have to get rid of this wall too. Because I need to put more books in here. And there's not enough room. And this is a sharp corner. So I could put an arch here to fill that space. I have to move these a little bit more too so that they're not running into the arch. And then there's this, which is another problem. What I could do is just extend to fill this. I don't really want to put an arch there. I think I could extend the pedestal so that just fills that corner. I think that's what I'm going to do. And that would give me a little more space to work with if I wanted to add more books. I haven't filled those in yet. So this might actually change. It might end up being more like this. Yeah, the fact that so many other Relics of Hyrule NPCs have it, including the Lecture, means to me that I don't need to deal with the fairy letter. It being delivered by the courier is a courtesy. It's not really that vital. You can find it anywhere. Ignatia has one. Valentine has one. The Lecture has one. The Courier's supposed to have one, but screw him. Ellery doesn't need one. She already knows. That is not a practical shape for a... Yeah, yep, Max and Farron, Ellery, none of them need to know. They already know. Something I want to do at some point, this is like a down the line thing, 6.8, 7.0, I don't know, is conditions for followers. And so Ellery, what I want Ellery to do is, instead of something like clear out the Yelmarch Secret Grotto, she gives you a quiz. What I want to do with her is I want her to quiz you on Relics of Hyrule knowledge. Things like how many septims is a rupee worth. No. Why would I officially confirm that they're Keatons? They might be Keatons. Are they Keatons? They could be Kokiri. Ellery's a little mature to be a Kokiri, but Yeah, officially confirming it ruins the mystery. If I went around saying, oh yeah, Calamity Ganon destroyed what he destroyed, then, like, when you find that information... I think Argonian... I think Dlectrin... I think Dlectrin has a fairy letter. Let's see who has a fairy letter. And the fairy letter will be put on display in the archive. There is a guaranteed fairy letter in Sand God Passage. And Solitude Bard College. Also, the Letcher, Althea, Ignatia, Valentine, they all have fairy letters. Also, Zulema is supposed to have a fairy letter in the archive. Zulema, Nicolete in Roggenwald is supposed to have a fairy letter. So that's what's going on there. I don't know what's going on here. It's annoying and I hate it. Start game enabled. Run once. Maybe that it doesn't have an event. Maybe that's why. The dead lady near the silver gauntlets. The dead lady who found the silver gauntlets and put them in. She's a female orc. She put them in her backpack or whatever. Let's change it to change location event. She's an orc. Yeah, it would be hilarious if that simple drop-down menu. Wigan Master Sword being more indigo. I like indigo as a color. It's one of my favorite colors, indigo. Is that the same coloration as the current Master Sword? Not that I'm married to that coloration. But if I look at the true Master Sword, which I need to get back to the Hall of Literature. It doesn't matter. There's the true Master Sword, and then there's the awakened Master Sword. And then there's the sleeping Master Sword. The version prior... I mean, it makes sense for it to be a faded... Like, there's the sleeping Master Sword. It's pale purple. I guess it would make sense for that, but, like, it makes sense for it to go... pale, slightly more saturated, and then full color. I don't see it changing hue in the middle. If you wanted to make the whole thing indigo, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm not married to the purple color. I just don't see what it would add for it to go from, like, pale whatever to indigo and then sudden purple. It should be more of a... I have no idea. Yeah, oh man. Oh, and then there's the Dark Master Sword. I'm going to temporarily open up this. So I'm going to move this down here, and I'm going to get rid of these. And move this over like that. Probably would make sense for there to be... I just saved. I think I just saved. I'm pretty sure I just saved. I could see dull blue indigo. I could see that working. I would just have to see it. Like, I need to see the concept. I can't just say, yeah, go ahead, without actually seeing it. Yeah, I'm not married to the purple color. As long as you don't make it like chartreuse or something. Off the top of my head, I don't know if there are any Zelda 1 items planned. I'm working on the archive right now, and I can't think like of anything else. Yeah, there's potential of the Lion Key. I haven't confirmed yet whether it will happen. I want to do something like the spell book from Zelda 2. And yeah, the cross is another one that might happen. Check out the idea spreadsheet on the... Check the idea spreadsheet. It's all there. I'm not familiar with Zelda 1 as I am with other Zelda games. So look at the idea spreadsheet, and the origin is on there for all the different things that are coming. Okay. I need to set up the books. I already did hints 1 and 2, so let's do hint books and Skulltula books for this one. I'm only familiar with a handful of Zelda games. Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess. I'm familiar with the 3D ones. And, like, the ones after Ocarina of Time was made. I'm not familiar with Triforce Heroes. Or Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks. sacrilegiously, I am not a die-hard Zelda fan. Oh. Four swords -1. Hint books. Okay, so which one is that? Hint books. Oh, hint books and journals and recipes. Okay. Archive books, hint books. Hint books, journals, and recipes. Yeah, it makes a Zelda mod for 7 years. I am a Zelda fan in a different way. I am not a played every game, collected every memorabilia, knows every single game encyclopedically and can recite every line of dialogue from every NPC. The milieu of Zelda is what I have become a fan of. Oh yeah, there's only 3 Skulltula notes. That makes sense. I think the reason why I kept the Skulltula note 1 separate and 3 is because I think that's going to be like more like animal lore. So I'm going to leave the hint books and recipes. So this is one that people will see and they'll be like, that's it? There's only 7 books on this one? And with this one there's only 3. That's because these are meant to expand. Oh, I have Amiibo. I have Smash Bros. Amiibo. I mean, I have Twilight Princess, Wolf Link, and Midna. I have Zelda, Sheik, Toon Link, Link, Ganondorf Amiibos. That's all in terms of Amiibo, and I have the... Yeah, that is one of the Skulltula notes, the old list. I also have the 3, like the Encyclopedia, the Hyrule Historia, and the Art and Artifacts. I have all those. I have a Skull Kid figure. Special Edition Breath of the Wild... No. Special Edition Majora's Mask. Player's Guide. Breath of the Wild Player's Guide. Hardcover. But that's pretty much it. Nothing insane. Yes, it is. It's from the Majora's Mask 3D Special Edition. Bing bong poop. Ah, everyone's favorites, the ciphers. And this is another one. People will fill it out and they'll be like, that's it. It's going to expand. Some people hate the ciphers. Some people love the ciphers. Actually, there's one that I wanted to... Is it Eldin? Eldin... That doesn't help me. Which one was in... That's Thunderstone Gorge. Must have been Farron. Farron, where are you? Oh, no. Hylian. No. Is it Nehru? It must have been Eldon. Yes, this is the right one. Marozai Pond. And then this one has the Farron one. Farron Hilt. Oh, my soul. You owe it to yourself to read some of the books. And I'm not saying that as the mod author. I am saying that as, like, the lore is very good. Yeah, like, there's stuff that I know it sounds like I'm being all egotistical and weird, but there's stuff that I've written years ago that I come back to and I'm like, I wrote this? And I know that makes me sound like, look at me. But I'm very proud of the work that I've put into the lore of the mod, and so I really hope that people read it. You don't have to, but it really just puts everything in place. It connects everything. It makes sense of everything. And without the lore, the story of the mod doesn't doesn't come into play. Anyway, I digress. The story of the mod is in the lore. Is in the books. Oh yeah, that was me. Cringing was me reading, what was it, Ganon's Fate? Originally, Ganon's Fate was terrible. It was the only lore book that I've just completely, removed. Yeah, everyone's invested in different things. It doesn't matter. Everyone's invested in different things. As long as you don't come up to me and tell me my lore is terrible, I don't really care. And if you did, I'm just going to ignore you. I rewrote Ganon's Fate. Ganon's Fate was bad. I didn't like it. It didn't make any sense. And so I just deleted it and rewrote from scratch. And now it's much better. And I snuck in a reference to Ultima in there, which made D. Magnus very happy. Oh, wait, this is the wrong one. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. It's Farron that I wanted to edit. Oh, dang it. I already did. Ugh. I could put another hint on another one. I don't want to make it too easy. Archive books. Ciphers. Boom. Okay, so ciphers are done, and then next to them are the fairy notes. So yeah, that'll fit. That'll fit. Yes, they're in the Hall of Devotion. Yeah, whatever. I can't... Everybody likes different things. And I lost the... Somebody asked another question. Somebody was going through Ganon's tomb, I think, which is a great achievement. Yeah, I put too much work into the other lore to care what people think about it. Wisdom, power, and emotion is just too good, and I worked too hard on it. Twilight Scythe. Soldu is a Pokemon reference. Yeah, I had to. There's also a Pokemon reference in the Shattered Lands. It's very subtle, but I made some crystals look like a Pokemon. In fact, one of the world's least favorite Pokemon. It is incredibly subtle. Yeah. I don't want to open the Pokemon can of worms, of course. Gold. You can tell I'm starting to get a little tired because I'm just saying things like gold, Pokemon. I can put one there. I think I'm gonna save. I can probably go for another 20 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna have to call it a night. I at least want to have all of the... I might be able to...
Honestly, I might be able to get most of the way through. That is not where that's gonna go. I might be able to get most of the way through, if not all the way through, and then refine things. Yeah, I could do finish the first draft tonight, and then continue another time. I've been working on lore for Hyrule for the shadow pockets. And I've written a full, like, 6-7 volume set of books that chronicle the fall of Hyrule. And I'm kind of going back and forth about whether I want it to be complete, or if you find it in kind of a ruined state where you find, like, volume 1 but pages are missing, or pages are blank, or something like that. Or maybe you have to put the pages back together. I don't know. I'm almost done with the first draft of that, and then I'm gonna go through. Maybe make it silver. I really don't have a preference, but maybe make it silver so that it's a sort of a bit of a different color on there than all gold. Yeah, the spell book will definitely, the blue page is actually a precursor to the spell book. So you'll pick up all those pages and make the spell book. And I guess with Hyrule lore, you find a bunch of pages and then you can compile them together. Of course, it is characters talking to other characters. It's all from Hilda's point of view. So I guess it's sort of 6 of one, half dozen of another. Finish the book and never read it. I think I ran a poetry somewhere else. Okay. I think I crossed off all the ones. Okay. Now I just gotta wait for Creation Kit to finish. Time Worn book. I'll have to think about how the lore in Hyrule will be set up. Those will have to move, I think. Oh, no. No, I don't want anything with that. Okay. Yeah, it looks like... That's a bookshelf and then a table. So I think that I could expand that to fill that area. And this that might be a little tricky. So this might have to move in here. Yeah, it will. Yeah, so I'll have to move that in there with the vampire books and the Chronicle of War. And then I can move some of these out. This will have to move out, I think. So this is gonna move out there. This is gonna move right. There we go. Okay. Finished saving. I'm gonna try to finish this side. There's something else that I was... Every so often I think... because I'm sort of working toward polishing the mod. So 7.0, my idea with that is just polishing it, and blue. It would make sense for the scabbard to be wood. They have to be lightweight. And wood is a little fancier than leather, so I think wood is a fine material. I wouldn't do this to myself. And so what I'm talking about is, hang on. So 7.0, I want to polish the mod leading up to 7.0. And something that I was toying with, and I would not want to do this to myself, is a nitpick update. I know what would happen to my mental health if I tried to do that. I would hate it. So I don't think that's actually going to happen. Oh, I don't think I've assigned... Did I assign these? I think I did, but I don't know if I assigned all of them. No, that's not what I want.
Nope, not source. I don't want to see the source. Ciphers. Okay. I think that's the right one. No, it's not. It's fairy. That's fairy. Fairy. And I forgot to be doing this. Nitpicks of unusual size. Maybe. But like I said, I don't know if I want to do that to myself. It's hard enough. Where did the shelf go? Where did I put it? Oh, it ended up over there. And it took roof with it. Okay. That's fine. I can delete the roof. That is that's vampire books. So this is going to be vampire books. Yeah, I just hate nitpicks so much. And with the Master Sword, I was very reluctant. I wanted a new model was definitely needed. But, like, it's one of those things that, like, if I change too many things, sometimes it feels like I'm losing control of the project, if that makes sense. There's some things that I want control over, and there's just something about nitpicks that really get under my skin. And maybe they wouldn't be nitpicks, but that kind of... I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I don't know. Vampire. Wait a second, what am I doing? Two objects, what is it? Oh. Yeah, I guess I don't like... Yeah, I think that's the thing I don't like about it, about nitpicks, is like... It just feels like you got 99% on a test. You know what? I think that's it. I think I know why I hate nitpicks. The reason why I hate nitpicks. So I was studying to be a high school science teacher. And I got into student teaching and I hated it. Hated it. And I didn't realize that I hated it. I thought that I just needed to get through it, you know? And then everything would be fine. I had a year of practicum instead of just a semester. The last 2 years of my college career were hell. And I was also in an honors program. And so I had to keep a good GPA. So I had to be a perfectionist. And because I had to be a perfectionist, those last 2 years of college were a very dark time in my life. And this is my hobby. This is the one place that I can get away from. I can just do what I want. And so a nitpick, to me, it goes along with that idea of like, hey, do all this work for me for this one little thing that no one's going to notice, like Dralkin mentioned, or I think that was Dralkin who mentioned that in the chat. There's that, but then it's also like you haven't escaped perfectionism. You need to perfectionism. And I feel like if I was too much of a perfectionist, first of all, the archive would not be out yet if I was a perfectionist. Maybe some of the items in the mod would be better if I was perfectionist, but I know I would not be happy. So I'm just doing whatever I'm doing. I'm just doing my best. But yeah, I feel like nitpicks kind of destroy the creative process. At least for me. Oh, what is this? What am I putting here? I guess Kakariko books. I put Kakariko books there. I wanted to put a shelf for the Chronicle of War. I could put the shelf right here. Yeah, and I spiraled into that dark cycle. I've been through that dark cycle. I don't want to go back. Especially not with my hobby. So yeah, even though I brought it up, I just feel like with any fandom, and I think that this is actually, who said this? I think it was Hello Greedo. This is, a Star Wars YouTuber who talks about Star Wars all the time. He said that there's this attitude with a lot of fandoms, not just Star Wars, but a lot of fandoms, that the only way to enjoy a piece of media like Star Wars is to enjoy it from a the only way to enjoy Star Wars is from this encyclopedic view of it instead of just having fun. Which I get. And yeah, I definitely appreciate all of the model work. My only concern is if we start trying to make models for things that really don't need new models. Like, the Razor Sword, the Gilded Sword, needed new models. But, like, things like the rupees, I don't think need new models. I just don't want to start down this slippery slope. And I think with some... Okay, yeah, that was one that I was actually thinking of with the Great Fairy Sword. It is a retextured glass greatsword, and it's one of those things that I'm just like, there's no reason, even though it's obviously a retextured glass greatsword, like, that somehow is great. Like, I think if we made it close to the canon design, it would actually kind of detract from it. But yeah, and granted, and yeah, I am the master of this temple anyway. So if something came up, like somebody wanted to make new rupee models, I would be like, I'm not going to accept them. And if people wanted to work in the community tab, they can work in the community tab and make their own new rupee models if they wanted to. But I think the Master Sword is one of those things that I had to be involved with. Other things I don't know if I would want to be involved with. I think with a lot of other things, most other things, you can just make them, and then if I wanted to adopt it, I would adopt it. I don't really want to be involved too much with too many models, because I have so much else going on. Having to check in all the time is a lot. But the Master Sword I kind of had to. The goddess statues I would have to if somebody worked on those. But anything else, I'm sort of just like, I want to be laissez-faire about it. I was working on the Chronicle of War display. Yeah. Yeah, the Master Sword was one of those things. I actually kind of tweaked the shape of the Great Fairy Sword to separate it a little bit. That's an easy tweak, but it's not a really big priority. And yeah, the Master Sword is like a keystone, and so it has to be perfect. And it was one of those things that if it didn't look like the Relics of Hyrule Master Sword, I felt like the mod could fall apart, you know? But fortunately, the design that we came up with looks the part. It looks like a refined Relics of Hyrule Master Sword. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this one, and I'm gonna move it here, and I'm gonna have to delete most of it. Ugh. I think what I can do is deselect that one, this one, that one, and this one, because there's only 4 volumes of Chronicle of War. I don't see myself adding more volumes of Chronicle of War. I really hope I don't. I have to deselect that. And that. And then I also need to deselect this. Okay. now comes what we like to call in the business a volley of "Do you wish to continues?" Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Bing. This swings on in, and I just realized... Oh, good. Whew. Man, I forgot that I did that. Okay. What I do need is collision mesh, which I can make. I don't want it to interfere. This. This can extend collision box calculus. Oh, actually I should put this stupid thing up. There we go. Now no one can jump on top of the display unless they're in VR. Actually, this should just extend all the way down. Right there. And then this one, weep, can extend all the way down. Weep. Same with this one. I've lapsed into Bob Ross mode. Got a happy happy little collision box here. And we're just gonna make him live over here, because that's where he wants to live. And you don't have to put your collision box there if you don't want to. This is your world. This is your temple in response to your decree. You can put your collision box anywhere you want. That's nice. I'm just gonna give this a little angle. Nice. Alright. That is... Oh, did I even... Most important thing is putting the box... that was Cypher's. This is Chronicle of War. One of these days I'll make the texture look better. I just need to... figure out how. That's not it. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, this is Chronicle of War. Archive Books, Chronicle of War. Shelf, Chronicle of War. Yes. I said, oh, I meant yes. I said no, but I meant yes. So that's Chronicle of War. And I think I already put the vampire books in place. Yes. It's not named correctly, but I put it there. And then there's this one. What are you supposed to be? You supposed to be probably Kakariko books. And I may have already done that. Yes. Okay. Kakariko books. I keep hitting no because usually it's no. For if I wanted to rename one of these, if I wanted to rename this one Elves and... Oh no, don't do that. Never mind, not that one. This one. If I wanted to name this Vampire, it says create a new form, and then you're supposed to click no. Are you sure? And then you click yes. And so normally you click no and then yes, but if you're renaming a reference, it's yes. Okay, I could put stuff there. I could put stuff here. Parallelogram. Alright, I think that's where I'm going to stop. I did the Kakariko one, but not the Terminin one. So there's only... I think I'm half done with these. Let's check. Archive books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Thought I already did that one. And there's more. There's more where that came from. Alright, well, I'm going to save, and thank you everybody for joining me. For watching the development of the archive. Thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for supporting the mod. And yes. I am clearly getting tired, so enjoy the rest of your day. I won't be streaming again until maybe Monday, the 1st of March. I have a lot of stuff going on at work, so I won't be able to stream. Relics of Hyrule, the series, episode 265, I think it is, will have to wait. I won't have time to do it. Very likely will not have time to do that. So, anyway, see you around, and keep on trangling.